All right, we've talked in a few videos about what Scrum Masters get involved with and how they can help product owners, developers, the Scrum team, etc. But let's talk about product owners and what they shouldn't be involved in. We've talked about what they should be involved in, but what shouldn't product owners be involved in?
Can I take a stab at this? I think there's a lot of product owners who come in thinking they're managing the team, not managing the direction for the product. They're not managing the value of the product. And I think that's probably the easiest one to lean into. You shouldn't manage the team. You're not directing the developers, telling them what to do and how to do it. There's some legacy thinking there with project management, not saying all project management thinks this way, but plenty of it encourages the idea of assign people tasks, assign people solutions, and send them on their way, ensuring that they get done on time with all the work. That's just the wrong focus. Product owners shouldn't be involved with project management. They need to let developers manage their own work during a sprint. They can collaborate with them, be available, encourage them, support them, help further define things, negotiate adjustment to scope, but they shouldn't manage the developer's work.
I agree. And so managing what the developers work on and sort of how they work, I think, is one thing. Another sort of lens on this is how the developers choose to implement the value that the product owner is asking for. And the way I crystallize this when I'm talking in a class is product owners, you live in the lane of what and what order. You manage the product backlog. You get to say what the product is going to do and what order we should attack that in. The developers get to live in the lane of how it gets implemented and how much per sprint to do. And those are pretty clear distinctions made by the Scrum Guide when it says that the product owner, manages the product backlog and the developers manage the sprint backlog. So it can be really tempting as a product owner. I've felt this temptation myself to when a team is working on a PBI, some new feature for a product.
What is a PBI?
To get in a PBI, thank you, product backlog item. So some new feature, some new addition of value, good call, that the developer is going to work on. It can be really tempting to get in there and say, hey, here's how I think we should do this. And you got to just restrain yourself from doing that.
It got me thinking of a quote, and I'm full of quotes that I can't actually tell you what the source is, but allegedly Steve Jobs had some statement about we don't hire people to tell them what to do, or we don't hire smart people to tell them what to do. We hire smart people to tell us what to do.
Yep.
And if you imagine yourself being a product owner, you're one person, and you're trying to maximize the value of a product and really make your customers super happy. And you've got this group of talented developers, whatever they make, if it's hardware, software, something else. Let's assume we've got the right people. We've got smart people that know how to solve problems. Why would you want to get into the weeds of telling them how to solve those problems? There's more of them than there are of you. Why not leverage that power of that hive mind and just feed them a problem, give them context, boundaries, and then get out of their way. Let them do their thing. I mean, if you have a Scrum team of up to 10 people in that guideline of what the Scrum Guide talks about, that's a lot of smart people that can crush problems faster than you can. So I wouldn't even try. And one symptom you see that kind of turns developers into just requirements code crankers is when you feed them hamburger orders. And what I mean by a hamburger order, I mean like you look at the product backlog item, it says, I want a hamburger with pickles and cheese. No context. So they develop exactly that. A hamburger, it says quarter pound, pickles and cheese. Sorry if you don't eat meat out there. It could be a Beyond Burger, quarter pounder. The point I'm trying to make is the developers don't have the context to solve your problem then. If you have a heart condition, high cholesterol, and 3 kids in the back seat, a hamburger with pickles and cheese isn't going to solve your problem. And now you don't really have a happy customer. You just filled their order. So look out for product owners creating hamburger orders. It's going to disengage developers, and you're not really going to get the best out of your problem-solving team.
All right. Excellent work.
All right.
Did you know we teach professional Scrum courses? If not, check the links in the description for information about how you can join one of our professional Scrum courses and hang out with us.
All right, you know the drill. This is YouTube after all, so this is where I ask you to click the thumbs up, click the subscribe button, hit the bell, or whatever else YouTube's come up with these days for you to get our videos delivered to you. Or even better, in our description below, there's a link where you can get these videos delivered straight to your inbox.